Those around you, we ask that you silence all cell phones and smart devices to avoid disruptions. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the admission ceremony for the candidates for admission to the New York State Bar in the Appellate Division, 4th Department. My name is Ann Dillon Flynn, and I'm the clerk of the court. I'm honored to be here this afternoon to celebrate this wonderful occasion with you, the candidates for admission, and your loved ones. As we begin, I'd like to remind you to silence your electronic devices if you have not already done so, as this is a formal session of court. In addition to resolving issues on appeal, the Appellate Division is vested with the authority to admit to the practice of law those candidates who have been certified to the practice of law by the Committees on Character and Fitness, provided that the court is satisfied that such persons possess the requisite character and fitness to practice law. It is one of the joyous duties of my office to administer the oath of office to candidates for admission, including all of those candidates here with us this afternoon. At this time, I will turn the proceedings over to Court Attendant Racine Walton, who will call this formal session of court to order, after which you will hear from Presiding Justice Gerald J. Whalen. Thank you.
All rise. The Justice of the Appellate Division, 4th Department, the Honorable Gerald J. Whalen presiding.
Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome to the January 2025 Bar Admission Ceremony for the 4th Judicial Department. At this time, Davis Anderson, Raquel Bozelli, and Shalia Khan, who are being admitted today and who currently serve as law assistants with our court, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's now my great honor to introduce you to the justices of the Appellate Division, 4th Department. Starting to my far left, your right, Justice Craig D. Hanna from Buffalo. Next to him, Justice Scott J. Del Conte from Oswego. Justice Donald A. Greenwood from Syracuse. Justice Nancy E. Smith from Rochester. Justice Tracy A. Bannister from Buffalo. And our keynote speaker for today, the Honorable Deborah H. Karolounis. To my far right, Justice Lynn W. Kane from Buffalo. Justice Henry J. Nowak from Buffalo. Justice E. Jeanette Ogden from Buffalo. Justice Mark A. Montour from Buffalo. Justice John M. Curran from Buffalo. And Justice Stephen K. Lindley from Rochester. I would also like to acknowledge that the Honorable Betty Calvo Torres, Judge of the State of New York Court of Claims and acting Supreme Court Justice from the 8th Judicial District, is in attendance. Her Her nephew, Stephen Arias, is being admitted to the bar today. Welcome, Justice Calvo Torres. This is the day that the candidates for admission have been waiting for. 4 years of college, 3 years of law school, all the studying, test taking, then passing the bar exam, getting through the character and fitness committee. I congratulate you all on the hard work and determination, and you have so much to be proud of in having persevered to reach this milestone. I am certain that you have had help, both financially and emotionally, from parents, spouses, family, friends, some of whom may be here with you today. Without their help, your goal to be admitted to the bar of the state of New York would have been much more difficult to achieve. And although we're here today to congratulate and celebrate you, I would like to give you the opportunity to now stand up, turn around or to the side, and give them a round of applause to thank them for all they have done for you. Thank you. Very nice. As you have prepared for this milestone in your lives, I'm certain that you've also been keenly aware of the history that's being made throughout the various courts, both state and federal, and all involving lawyers and law firms engaging in litigation that will impact our nation, both socially and politically. Extraordinary times present a unique opportunity for the legal community, that is, those with a license to practice law, to play a pivotal role in how our society functions. Keep this in mind as you now embark upon your careers in the law, which I am certain will present you with a multitude of rewarding opportunities. I suggest that you embrace the opportunity that exists today to make a meaningful difference in our society and the lives of those most in need. There are many local organizations through which you can offer your legal expertise to assist persons in need of pro bono representation in a wide variety of practice areas. I encourage you to sign up and help where help is needed. I promise you that if you do so, you will find that not only is it time well spent, you will find it's incredibly rewarding. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, the Honorable Deborah H. Karalunas, Administrative Judge for the 5th Judicial District. Judge Karalunas obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree from Cornell University in 1978 and graduated cum laude from Syracuse University College of Law in 1982. Following law school, Judge Karalunas served as a law clerk for United States District Court Judge Howard G. Munson in the Northern District of New York. She later joined the firm of Bond, Shenick and King, ultimately becoming a partner with the firm. Judge Karalunas began her judicial career in 2002 when she was elected to serve as a Supreme Court Justice in the 5th Judicial District and was reelected in 2016. She has presided over a wide range of civil cases, including commercial, personal injury, medical malpractice, intellectual property, constitutional, and environmental matters. In 2007, Justice Karalunas was appointed presiding justice of the inaugural Supreme Court Commercial Division in Onondaga County. She served in that court while maintaining a full docket of other civil cases until July 10th, 2023, when she was appointed administrative judge for the 5th Judicial District. Justice Karalunas is active in numerous bar and judicial association Among her leadership roles in these associations, she was president of the Central New York Women's Bar Association, president of the Association of Justices of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, presiding member of Judicial Section of the State of New York Bar Association, a member of the Board of Directors of the Onondaga County Bar Association, and trustee of the Onondaga County Bar Association or Bar Foundation. All leadership roles in these organizations, all active, busy roles, not a membership for just being a member. She's engaged. In addition, Judge Karolounis has taught New York civil practice at Syracuse University College of Law for more than a decade and has been a member of the New York State Committee on Pattern Jury Instructions since 2017. Among her many honors and awards, Judge Karolounis was the recipient of the 2009 Syracuse University College of Law Distinguished Alumni Achievement Award, the 2017 Central New York Women's Bar Association Inaugural Karen DeCrow Award, in 2018, the Armenian Bar Association's Public Service Award, in 2022, Association of Justices of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, Justice Martin J. Evans Award for Judicial Excellence and Leadership in the Judiciary. In 2023, the New York State Bar Association Judicial Section Advancement of Diversity Award, and the 2024 New York State Academy of Trial Lawyers Bobblehead Award. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The Bobblehead Award. Maybe she'll explain that during her remarks. I don't know. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, the Honorable Deborah H. Karolounis.
I wish he had cut that about in half because now you're going to expect too much from me, I'm afraid. Welcome. As you heard, I graduated from Syracuse University College of Law in 1982 and was admitted to practice in 1983, kind of like you guys right here, in the 4th Department, not in this building. I don't remember a whole lot about that because I had a baby at the time and I just remember the process, but I want to start by congratulating you. And I know Presiding Justice Whalen just told you to stand up and thank everybody who supported you financially, emotionally. I'm going to ask you then to stand up and congratulate yourself and the people who are with you who are getting admitted today. Go on. You're embarking on what can and should be an exciting, challenging, and fulfilling career. As a lawyer, your job is to protect the rule of law, to do good, and to make the world a better place. And while you're at it, hopefully making a decent living. I once read a book by Scott Todd of Compassion International, and it's called Hope Rising: How Christians Can End Extreme Poverty in This Generation. And in that book, Todd writes, "We are stewards of all that God has entrusted to us, including the power to make things happen, the power to imagine, to aspire, to plan, to influence others, to love others, to work collectively, and to take action." He attributes our failures to our own low expectations. He says we need to break the tyranny of low expectations because low expectations dial down the voltage of hope and cut off the power of action. Todd goes on to say the key to winning the battle is a strong vision of a problem-solved future, a bold idea how to get there, and enough hope in your guts to give it a try. In the book One Day at a Time, Kyle Idleman describes another key to positive societal change. We need an act of compassion to follow our feelings of compassion. Real compassion doesn't just break your heart, it moves your muscles. So, my first charge to you as new lawyers is to set lofty goals, formulate broad ideas, show compassion, and move your muscles. It doesn't take much. Remember, David defeated Goliath with a pebble. I'm not done. There's more I want you to leave with today. Of course, there's more. So let me take a few moments to talk with you about decisions. Yes, decisions. No, I promise I will not drone on about all the brilliant decisions I've written as a judge over the past 22 years. And I'm not going to talk about the times this court, the Appellate Division 4th Department, found reason to modify, worse yet, reverse some of my inspired, thoughtful, well-written, and well-reasoned decisions. Instead, my theme today comes from a line in a song written by Christian songwriter Twyla Paris. The line I'm referencing is, "Every decision becomes a destination." That's right. Every decision becomes a destination. As lawyers, every day you're going to be required to make decisions. The decisions you make will define what you do, how you're perceived, and the person you are to become. Some of you have already made decisions about what you want to do with your law license. Some have chosen to go into private practice with firms of varying sizes, or even to start your own firm. And some have decided to practice law in government, for example, in the DA's office, a public defender's office, maybe a state agency, or maybe even the courts. And I did hear that some of you are working here in the 4th Department, so congrats. Some of you have decided to work in public service for a nonprofit or the Legal Aid Society or legal services organization. And some of you have chosen to use your law license for something else, like to go into business or real estate. And some of you are still exploring your options, and that's okay. You got a lifetime ahead of you. But decisions are going to define, these decisions define what you do. And yes, they were and are necessary, but remember they're revocable. At any time, you can decide to do something else. Other important decisions that you will be called to make are unique to the particular field that you've chosen. For example, if you've decided to do private practice of law, you have to decide things like whether to specialize in a particular field, and if so, in what field, or whether to represent a prospective client. If you're a trial lawyer, you're going to have to decide which jurors to select, which witnesses to call, what questions to ask, and whether and when to object. If you're a DA, you're going to have to decide things like whether to prosecute a case, whether to go to trial or to offer a plea, or whether to require a victim to testify. And as a lawyer engaged in business, you'll have to decide things like what direction you want to take your company, what environmental impact your business will tolerate, and what prices you're going to charge for your goods or services. And some of those decisions may be challenging. However, the fact that you are sitting out there today, about to be admitted to the practice of law, demonstrates that you have the tools to make those decisions. So instead, today I'm going to talk about other decisions, choices that are going to be common to all of you, no matter what direction your bar admittance takes you. The decisions I'm referring to are the ones that define how you're perceived and who you will become. How you are perceived, that's your reputation. Who you will become or who you are, that's your character. As D.L. Moody said, your character is what you are in the dark. Decisions that affect your reputation and your character are the decisions that you must prioritize and you must get right. What are the kinds of decisions I'm talking about? Things like whether to admit to a client or a judge that you don't know the answer, or on the other hand, to wing it and guess. Whether to start a task early, or on the other hand, to wait until the last minute and to be satisfied with less than your best effort. Whether to speak or to listen. Whether to confront problems or to ignore them. Whether to admit your mistakes or try to cover them up. Whether or not to get involved in bar associations, as Presiding Justice Whalen referred to. Whether to give up when things get difficult, and they will, or to dig deeper and forge ahead. Whether to extend a helping hand to someone in need. Whether to call out and strive to eliminate bias when you see it, or to ignore it. Whether to have that second drink. Whether to volunteer for a nonprofit or even an individual in need of your time and energy. And for you guys, not relevant when I was getting admitted, whether to double check the work of an AI tool you used before relying on it and submitting it to your client or to a judge. Those are the kind of decisions that will determine who you are and define how you are perceived. Those are the decisions that for you become a destination. In the book Holy Sweat by Tim Hansel, there's an anecdote about making decisions, and it goes something like this. A young man asked the older man, "What's the secret to your success?" "Good decisions," he replied. "How do you make good decisions?" "You get that by experience." "How do you get experience?" "By making bad decisions." Yep, we all learn from mistakes, but remember, the mistakes don't all have to be yours. You can learn from mistakes of others. It's much better that way. Before I wrap up, let me share with you some practical tips to guide you in selecting the right destination. Annually, read the rules of professional conduct and read the procedural rules that govern your practice area. So for example, if you are, like I was, a civil litigator, you're going to read the CPLR and 22 NYCRR section 202. But the rules of professional responsibility, I really just want to emphasize. I know for me as a judge, in January, always read the rules that govern judicial conduct. It's not always easy, but it keeps it in the forefront of your brain, and it's really important. Second, I want you to practice saying, "I don't know, but I'll look into it and get back to you." Remember, your clients are paying you for your advice. They're not paying for you to tell them what they want to hear. Third, surround yourself with positive things, experiences, and people so you can smile and laugh often and have fun. Fourth, get involved. Get involved in bar associations, in your church or synagogue or mosque, in extracurricular activities so you can keep a sense of balance in your life, or with community organizations that rely on volunteers and need your ideas and talents, or maybe even just your presence. Fifth, strive to learn something new every day. 6, I'm just going to backtrack for 1 second on strive to learn something new. I don't know, how many of you guys play Connections, the New York Times game? I got into that this year. I've learned quite a bit doing that. So it's a fun thing to do. 6, always do your best and ask for help when you need it. You can't and don't have to do it alone. To let others help you is a gift to them and a gift to you. So I encourage you both to be and to find a mentor. 7, practice and enhance your communication skills. One thing that separates a good lawyer from a mediocre lawyer is the ability to communicate concisely, both in writing and verbally. When you're writing a letter or a memo or a brief to this bench, take time to think carefully about the words that you use and always proofread. My motto for writing well is, when in doubt, take it out. Do you need that comma? How about the word that? Do you need that? Why say upon when you can say on? Those are just examples. The ability to communicate well is important, no matter where your law degree is going to take you. 9th, live in the present and practice gratitude. We can't change yesterday. The past is gone. There's no power in yesterday unless you hold on to it. And if we worry too much about tomorrow, we're going to miss today. 10th, never tell lawyer jokes and chastise anybody who does. 11, always remember what goes around comes around. I freely admit I am not perfect, but neither are you. And I guarantee someday you are going to need the grace of a colleague. When somebody who works for me in the court system makes a mistake, yeah, sometimes it can be difficult, but my motto is, we want to work to get better, but I'm not going to be too hard on you because until I'm perfect, and I know I will never be perfect. Finally, do unto others as you would do unto them, unto you, sorry, the golden rule. Abiding this rule with your clients, with your colleagues, with opponents is going to bring you contentment and success. Your happiness is not going to turn on the number of trials you win, the number or complexity of the closings or mergers you do, the courses you the courses you teach, the criminals you put behind bar, the rights of the accused that you protect, the contracts you write, the unions you organize, or the laws that you draft. Happiness is going to come from the contentment you feel when you put your head on your pillow at night, knowing that you did your best, that the research you performed was thorough, the memorandum you wrote was focused and easy to read, and the advice you gave to a client was sound and contemplated all possible contingencies. Happiness also comes from knowing your reputation exceeds the bounds of the people with whom you've had direct contact, and knowing you are honest, fair, and patient, and you act with unwavering integrity. Yes, you and you alone are in control of your reputation. Guard it, because remember, your reputation can be destroyed in an instant, and you're not always given a chance for a do-over. So let me close with a poem by an unknown author. It's entitled Be. I read it quite some time ago in a book entitled What Now? Be understanding to your enemies. Be loyal to your friends. Be strong enough to face the world each day. Be weak enough to know you can't do everything alone. Be generous to those who need your help, and be frugal with what you need yourself. Be wise enough to know you do not know everything, and be foolish enough to believe in miracles. Be willing to share your joys and be willing to share the sorrows of others. Be a leader when you're shrouded by the mists of uncertainty. Be the first to congratulate an opponent who succeeds and be the last to criticize a colleague who fails. Be sure where your next step will fall so you will not stumble. Be sure of your final destination in case you're going the wrong way. Be loving to those who love you. Be loving to those who do not love you, and they may change. Above all, be yourself. Now, soon you're going to be sworn in. I want you, when you leave this place, to go, have fun, and enjoy the best profession in the universe. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Karolounis. As expected, it was pitch perfect. Okay, the time has come for the candidates for admission to be sworn in as attorneys and counselors at law. Ann Dillon Flynn, the clerk of our court, will administer the oath. Ms. Dillon Flynn, have these candidates been certified to the court for admission by the appropriate committee on character and fitness as possessing the character and fitness required by attorneys and counselors at law?
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Please administer the oath of office.
Will the candidates for admission please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me? I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of an attorney and counselor at law according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Counselors, congratulations. We are adjourned.